Great. All right. At the City Council meeting of the City of Delafield, I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask you to all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Steve, if you can help me with the roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderperson Saloga.
Here.
Barron.
Here.
Valdi.
Valdi is here.
Valdi. Dean.
Here.
Grimmer.
Here.
Casson is not here. And Eicher is excused. And Hafner.
Here.
And Atwell.
Present. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on to item number 4, citizens' comments. Are there any citizens that would like to come up and make a comment? Jim, come on up. That's up to you. That's up to you.
Didn't mean to take your seat. All right. Good evening. Jim Zahorik, 1948, West Shore Drive. The subject that I wish to address this evening is our tax levy referendum that will be able to be voted on in person starting tomorrow. Even though the election is 2 weeks and 1 day off, this referendum is extremely important to the city. And the reason I say that is that if the referendum does not pass, what we will lose is a police officer and a public works employee and a member of our office staff. And the way our country is right now, or in other areas, they're talking about defunding the police department. I know that's not the case here. It's that we're limited. We've reached our tax levy limit. And in order to exceed that, we have to put this to the public in the form of a referendum to increase that levy limit. I moved here over 30 years ago because I felt safe. And it was my wife that asked to move from where we used to live because things were changing. And we cannot afford to give up a police officer. We need the safety. Our taxes reflect our quality of life, and our public works employees enhance that. And without the public works, we're going to see a reduction in what they're capable of doing. That's just the way it is. So I implore all, because normally when I come in here, I'm pounding my fist to prevent increases in taxing or more spending. This one I strongly endorse. We need to spend this money to maintain our quality of life and the safety that we enjoy in this community. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other citizens comment? Citizens like to comment? Any other citizens like to comment? Hearing none, citizens' comments are now closed. Okay, we'll move on to item number 5, a matter of possible closed session. Common Council may convene into closed session pursuant to the provision of Wisconsin Statute 19.851E, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. More specifically, to discuss the Heartland Sportsman Club litigation. The council will convene into open session after completion of the closed session to consider the balance of the agenda.
Move we go to closed session. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
You have to have a roll call.
We have to have roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Alderperson Saloga.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Valdi.
Aye.
Dean.
Aye.
And Grimmer.
Aye.
It's 5 yeses.
Great. Okay, we're going in closed session. Normally we do is just close the doors and Put up a little sign. Okay, welcome back to the City Council meeting. We have motioned out of closed session, and we will continue on to the next item on the agenda, which is number 6, the consent agenda.
Motion in favor?
I will second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes. Okay. So we'll move on to number 7, and we're going to try it a little bit differently tonight. Steve is assuring me that he is going to make sure that each one of these committee meetings, if they had a meeting, they will be highlighted in blue, and I will know there was a report. So I'm only going to call off the committees that met, so we don't have to say no meeting, no report.
Okay, but there was a meeting for library, and I'm the secretary, and I submitted minutes, and it's not in blue.
So there may be certain cases where I don't have the minutes, like the library board yet. I would let you know ahead of the meeting.
Okay. Okay. Is there anybody else that met other than Planning Commission and Public Works and Library?
Lake Country. Met on the 8th.
Okay, the Country Fire Board. Anybody else?
Lake Welfare.
Lake Welfare. Okay.
Lake Welfare was one of the ones that Sally told me she did the minutes done.
Okay.
Well, the minutes in blue are still helpful because then I don't have to go hunting somewhere else. So it's helpful for everyone if you can
Okay.
have those links.
It is very helpful.
So, but that's a good step.
So we're working on it, making some changes to try to find efficiencies, so.
It's all right.
Okay, 7A, Planning Commission. I don't think there was anything for action. I'll refer you to the minutes on that, since Mr. Iker's not here. 7B, Lake Welfare Committee.
Fairly short meeting, all issues will be continuing at the next meeting. Microphone. Thank you. Okay. There were several issues that were brought up that will be continued at the next Lake Welfare Committee meeting next month. One issue was, biggest one that was being discussed was the proposal of a city use pier at the edge of St. John's Park, where the current St. John's Military Academy has its pier there. So that's going to be in further discussion.
So no action was taken?
No action was
Camp.
taken.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, 7D, Public Works Committee, Mr. Barron.
We had a meeting and reviewed the capital budget for next year. The one item of interest is we had a citizen from West Shore Drive purchase and seek approval to install a couple of Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now.
So, under Public Works, we had a meeting and worked on the capital projects, and then with no decisions because the council decides that. And then we had a citizen from West Shore Drive purchased 2 turtle crossing signs and sought our permission to install them, and we approved it.
That was very cool.
All right,
That's all on that.
great, thank you very much. Okay, we'll go to G, Library Board.
Library Board met last week, the 13th, and there's 2 or 3 things that I was asked to mention. One is that the library actually had one of the employees, Melissa Beck, design the informational piece for the city for the referendum, and our library director and the library board just wanted to formally thank Melissa for an amazing job while she kept up with her regular library duties. That was just a thank you. Cool thing in the library is that they're opening a reopening plan of phasing This next plan includes weekend hours. We're going to be open Saturdays 1 to 4, or Sundays 1 to 4, excuse me, and Saturdays 9:30 to 2. Now they're going to eliminate curbside pickup on the weekend, which was minimal anyway, but it's all, curbside is still available Monday through Friday. Cool thing that they're doing on actual Halloween is the library is hosting a first ever scavenger hunt, and it's going to happen all around the city. You get clue number 1 at the library. This is Saturday, October 31st from noon until 4. You get your first clue at the library, and then you go around to various businesses around the city, and there are several of them. So they encourage children of all ages to costume up and take part in the scavenger hunt. I love that stuff. And then for parents who are looking for some homework help during these trying times, you can use your library card to access a new online tutoring tool. It's called Help Now. I think a lot of parents are feeling that. Parents and students can access live online tutoring, writing lab, test prep, online meeting spaces, curated lessons and tutorials, customizable teaching tools, and more. It is all free with your library card. That is pretty amazing, in my opinion. Our library staff is astonishing. Our next meeting is via Zoom on November 10th at 6:30.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go on to K, Lake Country Fire Board. Mr. Grimmer?
We had a meeting on the 8th, just to update the council. Expenses and revenue actual through 2020 are fairly consistent with budgeted values. All communities, all newly added communities were present at our meeting. Currently, they had at the time 1 employee in quarantine, but no known cases. Next meeting is on the 29th of October. And when I say quarantine and cases, that's just to clarify, that's Lake Country Fire and Rescue employees.
Okay. Great, thanks for that update. Okay, seeing no further committee reports, we'll move on to number 8, Mayor's Report. A, notice of resignation of Dan Miller from the Deer Management Committee and Public Works Committee. And then B, discussion and possible action on the following item. Appointment by Mayor Atwell of Jacob Berg as a member of the City of Delafield Deer Management Committee. The 2-year term would expire April 2022. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve the appointment of Jacob Berg as a member of the City of Delafield Deer Management Committee for a 2-year term to expire April 2022.
I'll second that.
Second it? Great. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes. Great. Move on to 9, new business. Discussion and possible action on the following items. Voucher list.
Did the book come around? or-
Oh, I left it upstairs. Do you have questions? I can run up and get it.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, so we
We
can
should
sign
get
it,
it.
yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Well, he needs to take the minutes. Should we just postpone it to the next one or?
Oh, we gotta approve though.
Okay.
We have to approve
Yeah.
it, yeah.
If we
Okay.
could get them, that would be good.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, so we'll come back to that and we'll go to 10, report of the city officials, administrator.
Yeah, just a reminder that we do have our budget workshop coming up this week on Thursday, October 22nd. One change is earlier we talked about that being over at the fire safety building training room. However, we are going to move it to this room for 2 reasons. First of all, it's a larger space with regards to social distancing. And second of all, we are going to make the meeting accessible via Zoom remotely. And we'll utilize the audiovisual equipment in this room to enhance that access through Zoom.
Thank
So
you.
that's this week, Thursday at 6 o'clock. You're welcome. Then also, the only other thing I had is the Negawicka Road Path Project update. The project is proceeding as planned. Most of the storm sewer has been installed on the east side of the road. Most of the grading for the path is been done above the storm sewer, and the contractor is getting ready to place stone for that. And then they'll be moving to the east side of the road, north of Zastro Drive, to start grading the path along that segment of Nagawicka Road. Any questions on that?
No, but I want to thank you for the moving the budget workshop. I think it's a good thing to do, and that way folks can access it. And this is something that folks are invited to watch either via Zoom or it's a public, open to the public
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah, there's a lot of good information. If you're a little wonky, looking at you, Susie, if you're a little wonky, you're going to like it, Mary. So thank you.
And Tom, on that point, there actually isn't a presentation, it's an open house with, I mean, are you going to be actually presenting?
Yes, this will be a formal presentation,
Okay, well,
followed by question and answer opportunity for the council.
Okay, thank you.
Of each of the department heads.
Correct.
Of each of the department heads.
Okay, got it.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
All right, perfect timing. You're back. Steve, clerk report.
I put the report in your packet. Just mentioning that I started on September 23rd and been pretty much inundated with the elections at this point in time. With that, I've got a little bit of updated numbers. We now have about 24% of the voters have already voted. Creeping up on 40% of voters that, sorry, I ran upstairs, so I'm a little winded. Creeping up on about 40% of voters who have requested absentee ballots. Tomorrow starts in-person absentee voting in here. I expect probably another maybe 20% of voters to vote during that period of time. It's going to be interesting. I've already got the room sort of set up. We're going to
I
finish
noticed
up
it when we
tonight.
came in, yeah.
Yeah. I also just want to let you know that I was able to secure a couple grants. So the Wisconsin Election Commission earlier this year deployed a HAVA Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Sub-Grant, CARES program. Unfortunately, when the deadline was September 1st, and you didn't have a clerk at the time, so no one actually applied for it. I did ask the state for an extension due to the fact that there was a vacancy. I started a little bit later. They granted it, so we got an approval for, got the final number now, $5,863.90.
Bravo.
And then I did find out about this Center for Tech and Civic Life grant. Mark Zuckerberg threw $250 million out for election agencies. Minimum of $5,000. We got approved for that grant too.
That's amazing.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you. Great.
That's it for my report.
That's
Approve
awesome.
the voucher list.
I'll second that.
Great, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes. Thank you, Mr. Dean. All right, item C, council request for future agenda items. Any council requests for future agenda items? Hearing none, there is no further business, and we are now adjourned at 7:31.